I did a video showing how to convert from a pixel-based image into a vector image, and there are a lot of programs out there like your Adobe Illustrator, your CorelDRAW, and things that do vectorizing in the cloud. But I use Vector Magic, and I think it's totally brilliant, and that's what I was sharing in the other video. But I also just wanted to create this little video to show you that often people come and they look at a logo like this, for example. So let's see if this is the logo. I'm going to just open this image in a new tab. So they get this logo and they go, okay, I want to put this is a pixel-based image. I want to put it into the vector program, and it must create it exactly like this. Remember, this is a gradient that goes from light color into a shade of blue. Now, when you're converting into vectors, the vector program will pick up these as different gradient levels and put them in different path areas. So you've got to realize what you're wanting to do and what the software is intending to do. What I do is I'll take this image, and this is somebody else's design. I can replicate this, but all I want from the vector conversion process is this shape. Once I have the shape, I can create this reflective layer, sort of the shininess from that, and I can create the floor shadow. So let me show you my work process. And the thing is, if you are trying to do this in a one-click process with all of these gradients, you're going to frustrate yourself through the process. So understand what the tools are meant to do and work within that scope. Then you'll get things done quickly and get results fast. So what I'm going to do here is, well, not this exactly. So I've got a program. It is called Fast Stone Editor, and it has some brilliant features. So it's a screen grabbing software for still images, for recording a web page that maybe goes down 3 or 4 pages long. It's able to do auto scrolling and all that. So it's Fast Stone Capture. There are many other programs you can use. So I use this one because what I want to do is I click there and I just want to crop this particular area because this is my area of focus. I'm not going to use the label at the bottom. So once I got it there, there's a feature here to click copy, and it puts it into a clipboard. And the reason I use this methodology is because Vector Magic can pull things out of the clipboard and place them into the program. Else I'd have to go and save it and then open it in the other program. So I just go copy. I minimize that. Vector Magic, where are you? Have I closed you down? Okay. Let's go to Vector Magic. And meanwhile, while that's opening, I'll just clear this off the screen. So this is my Affinity Designer file that I'll be bringing that converted file into. Okay, so you can see here, paste from clipboard. It's already shown a very cute icon there. So if I place something else into the clipboard, it will appear here. All I do is click here, and it brings that across. Again, I'm going to reiterate, this software is not going to be designed to get you this full-on gradient from the word get-go. You are going to get the outline shape, yes, and probably a definition of this area, but this goes from quite a contrasty area to such a blended area. We don't know where this section, this dark blue, and this lighter area crosses over. So it's going to have to do guessing over there. That's why I say we rather create this whole blue area as a solid area, and the orange, take it into Affinity and Affinity Designer, and then create these shiny gradients here. Okay, so let's get going. I use my usual, is a fully automatic. If you want to be adventurous and watch the tutorials, you can do basic or advanced. It literally takes you step for step through making selections, making decisions, and based on your selections and decisions, it will then do the conversion. But for me, 99% of the times I start just with a fully automatic. Reason for that is also because there are brilliant editing tools that I can use to optimize it before I complete everything. Okay, so here you see the point that I mentioned. Here we have the gradient being picked up as independent areas. Okay, that's vectors. That's just how it works when it takes a pixel-based image. Because to our eye it looks like seamless, but to the computer the algorithm is picking up that there's definite gradients put in there. So if I click on paths, you notice that that is an area encompassed by a path and so forth along the way. Okay, so I'm going to rather just blend all of these and work with it later. So let's see how we can blend all of those. There's different ways of doing it. I could go in and say edit this tool, and I can say choose a color, this color, and the fill, and I'll just fill all these areas like this. Okay, but that is a bit of a long way around. I'll show you a quicker way of doing it. Instead of doing that, I can say we have an orangey color and a blue color. So I'm going to tell the program just to only have two colors in it, and most likely it will just blend all of these into a single. So let me go to the next thing. I'm going to say custom colors, and I will just go to maybe these two, but at the moment we have this white, we have this gray, and then we have blue. They almost have four colors. So I'm going to click the first one, and I am just going to go across and I say that's my first color. Click the second one and I said it's going to be this one or any shade of blue. Then I'm going to add another one and click onto it, and then I'll go and say okay, this one's going to be a orange or a shade of orange. Okay, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for. This is a light color gray, so it might fall into the range of the white. Let's see what happens. I'm going to click next. If it falls into the shade of white, it just will be absorbed. Okay, that's brilliant. So yeah, this has got all these blue things, but that's because I had the path put on. I'm going to switch that off, and we can see this is like looking kind of disastrous here, but it's really not disastrous. It's just that this area contains white and this is blue. So how do we get that filled? Again, we go to edit results, and I can go to color. I choose the blue and I go to fill, and I can drop that in there, and that completes that. If I update, this is pretty much what I'm looking for. Now if we look at paths, it will be single clean paths. Okay, but if I go to bitmap, I am very happy that it's traced this entire area out for me. So this is what you're looking at. So different logos are going to have different edit sets that you're going to do. Some of them you're going to edit more, others you're going to get to a point that you're happy with how it is. In this case, because one area's gradient blends into the other one, you're looking for trouble if you're wanting to separate them at this stage. Okay, so there we got that. I'm going to go to, you know what, I think I'll maybe go into this color being a little bit better. So I'm just reversing out of everything and maybe choosing that as a color. This is just my little finickiness. It's going to produce exactly the same result, but the color will be a bit more light, the orange. Again, we can go in there, choose a sample, go fill that area and say yes, update. Okay, so it's done the same, it's just made it a lighter color. So I'm going to go next, and at this stage here now I'm going to take it out as an EPS and just drag it from here. Let me move this, let me open this program and open this one on top. I'm going to drag from here, grab it and drag it over into the Affinity Design and let go. Okay, if I come in here, notice what has happened. It's come with the white background. Now I can go through the process of clearing the white background and everything, but really, again, this program, Vector Magic, is designed to clear these single colors. So why not use it? So I'm going to delete that, go back to Vector Magic, and if I go one step back on the tools, there's one tool here that says remove background. I'll click that and then choose the background to remove, which is this white. Click there. Can you see how beautiful it works? Using the proper tools, using the proper program for a specific task makes life easy. Okay, so it was just one click. We're right back here again, take it, drag it, And there we have it. Okay. Now, if you look here on the side, you'll see it's one layer. I've explained in that other video also that people get confused and they go like, oh, but we're sitting with one flattened layer, how do we edit it? This is an embedded document, which means it's like you saving this design as an Affinity file and then placing it in this document using File and Place. And when you say place, you open Affinity document and you then place it over here. It's exactly the same. So how do we access these different components? You just double click on it and it takes you into a new tab. It's giving you a different color assignments here, just a notification. But here you can look at the layers now and you'll see there's the one curve, there's the other curve. Okay, so for the sake of making this thing work effectively, I need to just reference the other file. So I'm going to come here and just create this as a artboard. Okay, and then I'm going to go to probably what was the program? Oh, I've still got it. I think I've still got it in, yeah, there we go. So I had it still in my clipboard. So if I wanted to replicate this now, what I could do is just follow the actual design components. By that, what I do is I'll take this original color. Okay, but this is now taking it onto the next level of showing you what I do. This is creating these shiny looks on the objects. And the purpose of this video is just to show you how to do the tracing and bring it in and what parts you do in which program. So let me show you how I get to do this. So literally this whole section here is the same as the blue, and the white is basically the same up until here. So I'll just go there and say Control J. So I create maybe call this shine. So this is the exact same thing, and then I could take a sample, take there and just drag it across here to the light color and apply it there. So I've got this as that light color, so I represent it in that area. Okay, so I can do it in that way just so I know what I'm working with. I'm originally going to choose this color because this white and light is created by a transparent gradient effect. So I don't want it to start off with white, but for the purposes of knowing which object is which, if I switch this one off, I know they're two different ones. So I'll go to the node tool and pretty much take those ones and just press delete. Okay, I think that's a bit too far. Maybe I should take these few here. Let me zoom in here and maybe that. And what I'm doing is just deleting the nodes to get to a point similar to this. Okay. What I can do also is, if this object is, maybe make it another artboard. If that's also artboard and they are, they are leveled at the same, then I can just drag from the ruler, I can drag down maybe at that particular point. So let me see where I am. I've got to select this artboard and this one. Then I can see we're going to go approximately to that point. So this point here should be about there. So I can go here, go to the node tool and just kind of move it up here. Okay, maybe instead of doing that, I'll come here and I'll click here and create a node. And this node I can make a sharp node. This one I can delete. Okay, so I've got it at that point. Let's see if I go, it's going to be approximately over here. Okay, so there I'll click a node and delete this one. This one I'll just do a sharp node there. Okay, so I pretty much got it similar to where I want to go. Okay, now the other thing is you can notice here that it's slightly offset here and slightly offset. So what I'll do is just go back there. I'm now selecting this area. I'm going to press Control, Alt and Shift, and it's going to do a little proportional pull away area. Now on this here, let's just do a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to just move these tips so that they correspond. I'm going to go to nodes, but this is an editing mechanism. This is not what the tutorial is about, but just to show you how I work around this. I'll get there and stake it in there. Okay, so this area now I'm going to shoot right back to being the same blue like this. Why am I doing that? Because I want to add the gradient onto the original blue color. So I've got that layered above here. Yeah, I've got it here, which I've got as shine. And what I do here is go and change this entire thing into white. Okay, and then I go to transparency and do this process with the transparency. Okay, kind of get that feeling. Okay, so if we're looking at that, are we there yet? Are we getting, let me just move this off. It's probably a bit too aggressive in the whites there. Maybe do that a bit. Bring that a bit down. Or yeah, and you can mimic where you want to go in that space there. Okay. And that same thing, I'm not going to spend time now doing it on that one, but pretty much you can replicate that. If you find these areas are too close and you need to pull it away, then of course you go and grab them and do their little adjustments to what you want. But in principle now we've taken that object that's been traced out, it's been brought in here. We've used this now to create a similar gradient. So now we're sitting with great vector art that we're able to manipulate along the way. But we didn't try getting this effect right in vector magic because you're going to struggle. Any vector program, you're not going to get this smooth gradient. That's why a vector program is designed to do these smooth gradients. It does anti-aliasing and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so yeah, we can start getting it more clear and the edges and all that. This color is more of a blue. Yeah, we can still do all of that, but the principle is there. So use the tool for what it's intended to function with. Don't try and force it a square block into a round hole as such. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you. Start to use the tool, start to find the benefits of it. Vector magic is just next level as far as this goes. So yeah, great stuff. Have a fantastic day and God bless.